The problem of too many sub-themes is that your supervisor will tell you that each of the sub-themes needs to be analyzed and they have to be related to the research topic that you have selected. Now, this becomes a very cumbersome task because you have a fixed deadline of carrying out the research. So in that, first of all, you have to identify the research topic. You have to select the research objectives, and then right after that, you have to see the feasibility of your data collection, of whether you will be able to get access for collecting primary data, or like what will be the time frame, like how will you analyze the data. So having too many sub themes makes it all the more difficult for you to proceed with your research in a focused direction. Now we have an example of too many academic areas. So here we have to investigate investors' opinions of anti-fraud measures in place at the bank and consult them over the impact of anti-fraud measures on customer service. So again, to address the problems in the investment processes at the bank and to consult investors over their proposals for improved customer service and to motivate staff at the bank to improve customer service, customer satisfaction, and grow the number of customers at the bank. So you see anti-fraud measures, customer service, investment processes, motivation of staff, again customer satisfaction, and growing the number of customers. All these are like different academic areas on which a large number of research has been conducted in the different sectors. So if you are including all these themes in your research objectives, you will have to carry out an academic review of all these themes, which will again become a cumbersome task. And then you have to relate it to the data collection, like whether it is the interview data collection or survey research data collection, or whether you're taking a secondary research data collection. So all these themes need to be there in your data collection, which becomes very difficult. So, like I said, the chapter 2 of your dissertation requires you to critically review relevant areas of literature. And MBA students are expected to construct a conceptual framework from the theoretical area. Now, if you have, say, 7 or 8 sub-themes, like how will you create a conceptual framework? I'll give you an example. Like for carrying out a quantitative analysis, you need to have independent variables and a dependent variable. So this is called a causal investigation. Like you have to study the cause of 2 or more than 2 variables. What causes the change in the dependent variable as a result of changes in independent variables. So the independent variables can be 2, 3, more actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But if you make it more than like 3 or 4, it becomes cumbersome because you have to conduct an academic review of all these areas. You have to find out the support on each, the contrasting views of the academicians, and how this will impact the dependent variable. So if you have 8 independent variables, how will you create a conceptual framework, collect data, and then come up with a meaningful findings? Next, we go to the issue of comparative research. So, comparative research is not all forbidden, as we can see. It is necessary and at times is welcome. But the student at the master's level, they need to be careful with the scope of comparisons. So, like in the first example, in the first objective, we see to investigate investors' opinions of anti-fraud measures in place at 3 banks and consult them over the impact of anti-fraud measures on customer services. Then, to address the problems in the investment processes at the 3 banks and to consult investors over their proposals for improved customer service and to motivate staff at these banks. And to improve customer service, customer satisfaction, and grow the number of customers in 3 banks. So now How do we avoid this Herculean trap? So the first thing is that we should not write down a long list of things that we want in the research and include them all. The best way is like focus on very few areas which you will be covering in the research and research them thoroughly. This will also help the supervisor by making their task easy, and they will be able to provide valuable inputs and suggestions on how to carry out the research on the chosen areas. Discuss this with your tutors and your peers. Like I said, it will make the job of your tutors much more easy, and they will be more than willing to help you when you are in this right direction. So all you need to remember that Hercules was gifted with great strength, but if you overlook the bar, you will not be able to lift it. Now we have the third thing of the trap of Cerberus. So in Greek mythology, Cerberus was the hound of Hades, a three-headed dog with a snake tail. So Cerberus guarded the gate and ensured that spirits of the dead could enter, but none could exit, and no living creature could exit. So in the business world, some research may have the potential to offer intelligence and possibly competitive advantage to organizations. So the first thing that you want to conduct when you want to conduct a data on any organization is you have to be very clear on how you will be able to get access to the data. This has to be the first step and the approach that you need to inform your supervisor, because unless the supervisor is convinced that you will be able to get a sufficient number of data and sufficient quality of data, uh, they will not be able to approve the topic. Secondly, the organization should be willing to provide you access and to the employees for carrying out the research. Without their support and acknowledgement, you will not be able to create a meaningful research finding or gather enough data which can fulfill the objectives of your research. One of the major trap of Cerberus is that you have beautifully identified the research topic, you have carefully articulated the research object, but you don't get access to the organization. All your efforts, you have done a wonderful academic literature review, but if you don't get access to the data from the organization, your research is left incomplete. Or here we see an example of Cerberus trap. First topic is to analyze the advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing the human resource department in a retail environment. Second, to critically evaluate retail employees' perception of the advantages and disadvantages. So, the first thing you need to understand is that if you were in the retail industry and had outsourced your HR functions, would you let a researcher enter to investigate the above? Is the organization comfortable in providing access to data or allowing research to be carried out on their employees or on their data? If the answer is no, then maybe you should think again on the research topic. So, why do we have the Cerberus trap? Now, the main reason that organizations do not want their employees or allow to share data is that they do not want certain secrets to be let out of the organization. For example, the sources of competitive advantage are closely guarded. Imagine that if you have a competitive advantage in a retail industry, like suppose in the warehousing or the logistics division, and if you carry a research and it is public, then other organizations may immediately try to imitate that, due to which this organization may suffer. And when if they know that this is the research area that we are focusing on, they will definitely want to protect it and deny access to data. So they will make sure that you do not even get close to the sources of profitability and advantage that they have attained. Access will be denied, plain and simple. So now let's reflect on some of the things that we have learned today. So the first thing is that you will have some time to suggest your research objectives. Your main focus should be on how to articulate your research objectives. It should not be too less, it should not be too much. So as I told before also, ideally you should have 3 to 4 research objectives which can define your entire research. A good supervisor will go through your research objective and he can visualize whether you're proceeding in the right direction and whether your research objectives and research title are in line with each other and you are proceeding in a logical flow. You might need to think how you can narrow them. That you need to think about which organization might help you with the dissertation. See, all research should be context based. Like we discussed before, a comparative analysis is very rare and should generally be avoided at the master's level. So we should focus on organization or certain sectors where you can gather the data. So the examples of research proposals can be found within the Moodle. Thank you, students, for the time. I will unmute all of you if you have some questions and I will try to answer them. Do you have any questions? Anybody else?
Thank you. The lecture is clear.
So the task now for everyone is to start thinking about a research, about a proposal for your research project. So any questions, any of you? I'll start one by one. Arsalan, any question?
Oh, it's pretty much clear.
Okay, great. Thanks. And we have Hamza, you have any questions?
No, sir, no questions from my side so far.
Okay. And Sana, you have any questions? I think Sana is on mute. Okay, then we move to Rizwan. You have any questions? Mohammed Rizwan?
No, boss, it was clear as I texted you. There is no question. Thank you.
Okay, so you are okay with my pace? Was I speaking too fast?
No, it was fine. Fine for me.
Okay.
Okay, boss, thank
And
you.
Ali Rafi? Oh, I think he's on. Faizan, was it okay? Did you understand the concept?
Yeah, thank you. That's fine. I would just want to ask about the recording. I mean, when it will be available?
I think it should be available. Yeah, I think it should be available in half an hour, I guess.
All right, and that will be uploaded on Moodle, or you'll send an email on that? All right, thank you.
I guess that will be uploaded on Moodle. Anyways, I will inform you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you all.